What is up, people? I am streaming again. Whoop. And we're gonna be making fun of these twats.
We continue this spirited debate about the future of the country, how to tackle our most pressing problems, and getting to the heart of the biggest issues in this Democratic primary.
Tonight we're going to talk about health care, immigration. We're also going to dive into the economy,
Something's all fucked up here. No fucking play. Why is it? Oh my fucking Christ. Next. No, I do.
Qualified for this first debate. As we said, we heard from 10 last night, and we'll hear from 10 more tonight. The breakdown for each night was selected at random. The candidates will have 60 seconds to answer, 30 seconds for any follow-ups.
And because of the large field of candidates, not every person is going to be able to weigh in on every topic. But over the course of the next 2 hours, we will hear.
Alright, so we got the communist. We also got the sleepy, creepy Uncle Joe. And then I'm gonna call her some Boston real quick.
Get to it, and we're going to start today with Senator Sanders. Good evening to you.
And then probably in the middle of the commercials, I'm gonna take a shower.
In a recent interview, you said you suspected that Americans would be, quote, delighted to pay more taxes for things like
No, we wouldn't.
My question to you is, will taxes go up for the middle class in a Sanders administration?
Yes, it would.
And if so, how do you sell that to voters?
Well, you're quite right. We have a new vision for America. And at a time when we have 3 people in this country owning more wealth than the bottom half of America,
It's fucking nuts.
while 500,000 people are sleeping out on the streets today, we think it is time for change, real change. And by that I mean that health care, in my view, is a human right.
But how does that solve the homeless issue?
Single-payer system. Under that system, by the way, vast majority of the people
But
in this
how
country
does that
will be paying
solve
significantly
homelessness?
less for health care than they are right now. I believe that education is the future for this country.
And who it is
And
not?
that is why I believe that we must make public colleges and universities tuition free and eliminate student debt, and we do that by placing a
But it's your party's fault that every kid is in debt. You've consolidated everything and put it underneath the government.
fully paid for.
Senator Sanders, I'll give you 10 seconds just to answer the very direct question. Will you raise taxes for the middle class in a Sanders administration?
Yes, he would.
People who have health care under Medicare for All will have no premiums,
No, I have Grove Street Boss on the stream.
co-payments, no
Hello.
expenses.
Bernie Sanders just got asked the question if he would raise taxes on the middle class, and he keeps dodging the question. He's a fucking communist. He wants to take everybody's paychecks away from them.
Senator Biden, promise everybody's going to get in here, promise. Vice President
Biden wants to
Senator
speak so
Sanders
bad.
has been calling for a revolution. Recently, in remarks to a group of wealthy donors, as you were speaking about the problem of income
Can you hear it?
inequality in this country, you said,
Yeah,
we
I can hear it.
shouldn't, quote, demonize the rich.
Let's make fun of these
Nobody
assholes.
has to be punished. No one's standard of living would change. Nothing would fundamentally change. What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that is, look, Donald Trump thinks Wall Street built America. Ordinary middle-class Americans build America. My dad used to have an expression. He said, Joe, a job
But who
is
employed all the
a
middle class people?
paycheck.
The rich people employed the middle class.
It's being able to look
You
a kid in the
idiot.
eye and say everything's going to be okay.
Everybody built this country.
Too many people who are in the middle class and poor have had the bottom fall out under this proposal. What I'm saying is that we've got to be straightforward. We have to make sure we understand that to return dignity to the middle class, they have to have insurance that is covered and they can afford it. They have to make sure that we're in a situation where there's continuing education and they're able to pay for it. And they have to make sure that they're able to breathe air.
Privatize it then.
It's clean and they have water.
Give it back to the banks.
Donald Trump has put us in a horrible situation. We do have enormous income inequality. And the one thing I
How,
agree
though?
on is we can make massive cuts in the $1.6 trillion in tax loopholes out there, and I would be going about eliminating Donald Trump's tax cuts for the wealthy.
Vice President Biden, thank you.
But then there goes all my raises then. My yearly raises. The only reason why I'm getting yearly raises now is because he fucking cut taxes. I'm getting paid more.
Free college, health care, and more. Do you think that Democrats have a responsibility to explain how they will pay for every proposal they make along those lines?
Well, let me tell you something. I hear that question, but where was that question when the Republicans and Donald Trump passed a tax bill that benefits the top 1% and the biggest corporations in this country, contributing...
Amazon wanted to hire another 12,000 people in fucking New York.
Middle-class families will pay for one way or another.
They wanted to build a new headquarters.
Need support,
and your party drove them out.
And frankly, this economy is not working for working people. For too long, the rules have been written.
I just bought a $21,000 car, so how is it not working for me, you fuck up?
Work the most, which is why I am proposing that we change the tax code. So for every family that is making less than $100,000 a year, they will receive a tax credit that they can collect up to $500 a month, which will make all the difference between those families being able to get through the end of the month.
But how much is that going to cost, though? You're going to bankrupt the fucking country.
We will repeal that tax bill that benefits the top 1% and the biggest corporations of America.
Well, I could say goodbye to my car, then. And goodbye to my pay.
You've warned that Democrats will lose in 2020 if they embrace socialism, as you put it.
They will lose.
At the California Democratic Convention when you said that. Only one candidate on this stage, Senator Sanders, identifies himself as a democratic socialist. What are the policies or positions of your opponents that you think are veering towards socialism?
Well, I think that the bottom line is if we don't clearly define that we are not socialists, the Republicans are going to come at us every way they can and call us socialists.
It's because your entire party is.
The Green New Deal, which I admire the sense of urgency and how important it is to do climate change. I'm a scientist, but we can't promise every American.
You're not a scientist. You don't have doctor in your name. You don't have that title.
And not a privilege. But you can't expect to eliminate private insurance
sounds like
for 180 million people, many of whom don't want to get.
He is a dick.
In Colorado, we brought
He looks like one.
together. We got
His head looks like an uncut penis.
We were the first state in America to bring the environmental community and the oil and gas industry to aggressively address methane emissions. And we were also
methane emissions
to expand reproductive rights on a scale basis, and we reduced teen pregnancy by 54%. We've
Teen
done
pregnancy.
big progressive things that people said couldn't be done. I've done what pretty much everyone else up here is still talking about doing.
Governor, thank you. Senator Sanders, I'll give you a chance to weigh in here.
That's so retarded.
In response to those who say nominating a socialist would re-elect Donald Trump.
He's going on about teen pregnancy.
He says, oh yeah, it went down 52%. That's because people don't want to have kids.
The American people understand.
It's because they've been scared of trying to do each other.
That Trump is a pathological liar and a racist, and that he
Where's your proof that he's a racist?
American people during his campaign.
Sanders, I think you're Jewish. If he was a racist, he would have you executed. Like you rightly deserve. You fucking communist.
Million people off the health care that they have, and that 83% of your tax benefits go to the top 1%. That's how we beat Trump. We expose them for the.
But then there goes by my $1,000 a year of fucking tax refund and my brand new car.
The debate we're having in our party right now is confusing because the truth is there's a big difference between capitalism on the one hand and greed on the other. And so all the things that we're trying to change is when companies care more about profits when they do about people. So if you're talking about ending gun violence, it's the greed of the NRA and the gun manufacturers that make any progress impossible. It's the greed of the insurance companies and the drug companies when we want to try to get health care as a right and not a privilege. So there need not be disagreement in the party because
she's not wrong there as far as Big Pharma being extremely greedy, but still, she's wrong entirely on everything else.
You have said, quote, it's possible to write policy proposals that have no basis in reality. You might as well call them candy. Were you referring to any candidate or proposal in particular when you said that?
Was that directed to me?
Yes, that was your quote.
That sounded like me. Thank you.
It was you.
I appreciate it. Well, look, first of all, I agree completely with Bernie about what the fundamental challenge we're facing as a country is 40 years of no economic growth for 90% of the American people. 160,000 families in the top
How, though?
1% have the same wealth as the bottom 90%, and we've got the worst income inequality that we've had in 100 years. Where I disagree
Where's your
is
proof?
the solution on Medicare for all. You know, I have proposed getting to universal health care, which we need to do. It is a right. Health care is a right. We need to get to
No, it is not a
universal
right.
healthcare. I believe the way to do that is by finishing the work we started with Obamacare.
Yes, now leave.
A public option that every family and every person in America can make a choice for their family about whether they want a public option, which for them would be like having Medicare for all, or whether they want to keep their private insurance. I believe we will get there much more quickly if we do that.
But wait,
Bernie, if I could just finish, Bernie mentioned that the taxes.
Oh, shut down the moderator.
Because of those taxes, Vermont rejected Medicare for all.
Senator,
And we shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, now they're really turning each other apart.
We're going to talk about health care at length, Senator, but for the moment, my colleague can say, once they continue the question on the economy.
In Senator Sanders' bill. I wrote the part in Senator Sanders' bill that is the
I think they
transition,
all
which
need a slap.
the two senators said. Because the truth is, if you have a
I wrote this part. No, I wrote this part. No, I wrote this part. No, it's mine.
move us to single payer more quickly.
Senator, we will get to this. We will get to this.
Alright, children.
Before we do,
Take
I
it in
say hello
turns.
and good evening.
That's exactly how they're doing it, too.
Buenas noches, gracias por invitarnos.
Gusto en verlo, caballero. Many of your colleagues on stage support free
I want to
college.
be
You do
president.
not.
No, I want to be. Alright, both
Sure,
fucking
so
presidents.
college
Take it
affordability
in
is
turns.
personal. Chastity and I have six-figure student debt. I believe in reducing student debt. It's logical.
Oh, Booty Judge.
Refinance your house. You ought
That's
to
actually his name.
refinance your student debt. I also believe in free college for low and middle income students.
It's Booty Judge.
Be a barrier.
Is that his home name?
Don't believe in
No, that's his last name.
task working
That's his
class
second name.
families
Oh.
to subsidize even the
Sounds like a
children of
prostitute.
billionaires.
Bully.
I think the children of the
Judge.
wealthiest Americans can pay at least a little bit of tuition. And while I want tuition costs to go down, I don't think we can buy down every last penny for
Sounds
that.
like a
Now,
pimp's
there's
name.
something else that doesn't get talked
Judge.
The
about.
problem is, you know why college rates are so high in the United States? It's because these fucking retard Democrats are the ones that said, alright, well, you know what? These people can't pay these banks back, so we'll just force these people. We'll just take all the burden. We'll take all the debt. The federal government will take care of you kids. Hence, that's why you can never pay back these student loans.
Jose, I've got $100,000 in student loan debt.
And that's why prices go up, because, alright, well, you're guaranteed 100% to get a student loan. So, you know what? Let's just double our tuition. Instead of being $2 grand a year, now we're, you know, let's shoot it up. Let's go from $2 grand to $20 grand a year.
Can't take a good idea and start a business.
Well, then let's just
and
make
can't
everybody
buy our first home.
$700
This is the
richer
generation that's gonna be able to
every
solve
month.
student loan debt. This generation
That's what they're
is-
trying to do through communists. They want everybody going on welfare.
Policy is to give every adult in the United States $1,000 a month, no questions asked.
That's right.
That's like $3.2 trillion a year. How would you do that?
Sorry?
How would you do that?
Oh, so it's difficult to do if you have companies like Amazon, trillion-dollar tech companies paying literally zero in taxes while they're closing 30% of our stores.
Bullshit!
To put the American people in position to benefit from all these innovations in other parts of the economy.
And
If
where's
we
that
had
proof?
a value-added tax at even half the European level.
Amazon wanted to open up brand new headquarters, so obviously he's fucking wrong. His party drove him out of New York.
People, families, and communities up. We would spend the money and it would circulate through our regional economies and neighborhoods.
They're going to start everybody off at like $15 to $20 an hour. And that's what, another 1,200 to 2,500 employees hired?
Services, emergency room health care, and just the value gains from having a stronger, healthier, mentally
Plus a 401k,
would
which is
increase GDP by
retirement.
$700 billion. This is the move that we have to make, particularly as technology is now automating away millions of American jobs. It's why Donald Trump is our president today, that we automated away 4 million manufacturing jobs in Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. And we're about to do the
That's
same
not
thing with
true.
millions of retail jobs, call center jobs.
Yeah, because they're all a bunch of fucking sore-ass losers. They all have Trump arrangement syndrome.
Understand a little bit better. So you're saying $1,000 a month for everyone over 18, but a value-added tax, so you can spend that $1,000.
It makes no sense.
Value-added tax.
So basically they're like, alright, well here's this $1,000, but we're taking it back for taxes. That's literally what they're doing.
For a mild value-add tax to eat up 12
bedroom tax.
a year per individual. So for the average family with
That's what it sounded like. You said bedroom tax.
$36,000 a year.
Okay, Congressman Swalwell, I talk a little bit about what Mr. Yang is talking about, and you just actually mentioned it.
Welfare already gives you $1,000 a month. Not to mention food stamps.
Drones, artificial intelligence will cost them their jobs. What would
You
you do to
welfare
help
get
people get the skills
$1,000.
they need to adapt to
$1,000
this
a month
world?
plus your food stamps, so you're basically getting free food. You pay no taxes into it. My grandma lived off of it.
Then it displaces. And I've
You
seen
get,
the anxiety
your
across
country, you
America
get
where
more money than
manufacturing floors
fucking
go from 1,000 to
disability
100
people over
to
here
1.
get.
So we have to
We deny
value
people
our
disability.
schools, value the teachers who prepare our kids, wipe the student debt from any teacher
Sorry?
that goes into
I said we deny people disability. If you have a legitimate disability, you're denied. If you're one of these Democrats that live on welfare, you automatically get disability too.
I was 6 years old when a
But
presidential candidate
but your
came to the
welfare,
California
you get
Democratic
more
Convention
money
and said,
in
"It's
your
time
country
to
if you were
pass
on
the
welfare
torch to a
than
new
someone
generation
over
of
here
Americans."
that's on
That candidate
benefits.
was then
Exactly.
Joe Biden.
That's all the Democrats.
Joe Biden was right when he said it was time to pass the torch to a new
We only
generation
get,
of Americans
what,
32 years ago.
if you're on benefits over here, you can get like 700 quid. No, sorry, no. £400, and if, depending on,
student loan debt, pass the torch. If we're going to
sorry, yeah, around about £500-600
sending their kids to school,
a month.
pass the torch.
Vice President, would you like to sing a torch song?
You have to live on that.
I'm still holding on.
But these guys are sucking each other's
I'll make it
dicks.
clear to you. Look, the fact of the matter is, what we have to do is make sure that everybody is prepared
But
to
yeah,
go on to educate.
that's fucking
for
bullshit.
education. The fact is that's why I propose us focusing on schools that are.
She got free housing.
That's why I think we should triple the amount of money we spend for Title I schools.
What?
That's why I think we should have universal pre-K. That's why I think every single person who graduates.
So
from high
universal
school,
preschool.
6,500
How the fuck would that
now
work?
need something beyond high school, and we should provide for them to be able to get
No.
education. That's why there should be
No,
free
you should.
community
If you
college,
really wanted to
free
boost the
cost of
economy,
college.
you would pump a little bit of money here and there for out of school job training.
When they get out, they make
Why
less
don't they
than
go into their pocket?
$25,000 a year.
Why don't they
Their
go
debt
into their
is
pocket if they
no
want?
interest payment until they get beyond that. We
I don't know.
can't put people in a position
'Cause they're
where
fucking
they aren't
frugal.
able to go on and move on. And so, folks, there's
They're
a
all
lot
about
we can do.
boosting the
and we
economy.
have
Why
to
don't they
make
get into
continuing
their
education available for
politicians'
everyone,
pockets?
so that everyone can compete.
That's a
in the
good point,
21st
actually.
century. We're not doing that.
Yeah, if we wanted to add money, these politicians, they get these Congress people. They start off at $175,000 a year, which is a shitload of money. Senators get paid nearly triple that, from my knowledge. So they're almost $500,000 a year. Nancy Pelosi is valued at nearly $24 million. Hillary Clinton is nearly $48 million, roughly, give or take a couple million here and there.
Very dodgy emails.
Bernie Sanders, he's a multi-millionaire, borderline billionaire.
Yeah, they're greedy. They sit there and they talk about greed.
They sit there,
But yet they're the ones being greedy.
exactly. They're like, alright, we're gonna get rid of all the rich people. So you're gonna dip into your own pockets then? No. Well then, what's the fucking point? You're just making yourselves richer at the expense of other people.
Yeah. Put your hands in your pockets and then
Part of the
we'll
issue that is at play in
consider
America today,
fucking
and we've
listening
all been
to you.
traveling around the country, I certainly have. I'm meeting people who are working 2 and 3 jobs. You know, this
That
president
never
walks around
happened, Game
talking
Fair.
about and
Oh,
flouting
no,
his
that would
great
never
economy,
happen.
right? My great
No.
economy, my great economy.
Yeah,
How
they'll-
are you measuring this
Yeah,
greatness of
they'll-
this economy of yours? And he talks about the stock market. Well, that's fine if you own stocks. So many families in America do not. You ask them, how are you measuring the greatness of this
Oh
economy
my
of yours?
god,
And they
I'm
point to
getting.
the
I'm thinking about investing in the fucking stock market myself. As soon as I get promoted to full time and up to management, I'm gonna be making a shitload of money. I'm gonna be putting money into stocks, into gold, silver, everything. I'm going to completely maximize my income. I got a house. Yeah. Well, it's all about. I was one of the top people in my class when it came to the stock market because I was always waiting for the stocks to fall massively, and we had like a fake. It was fake money we were playing with. We started off with $500. I was nearly at $1 million at the end. But I kind of just gave up and quit following the project, and I ended up finishing like 20... No, we had like 30 people in my class, I finished about midfield. But I had nearly $1 million. I lost it all when GameStop stocks fell massively. And a shitload of money.
So the plan that
Well,
Senator Sanders and I and others
America
support,
went through a
Medicare
bit of
for All,
trouble, didn't it?
is how we will get
I
to
think it was
single
a year
payer.
ago, a
But
couple
it
of
has
years
a
ago.
buy-in transition,
Yeah, it was Obama
which is
era.
really important. In
They were letting
2005, when I
people
ran for
invest money
Congress in
into
a
gold that
2-to-1
didn't
Republican
exist.
district,
Yeah, that was
I actually
Obama.
ran on
Actually, it was
Medicare for
end
All,
of.
and I won that 2-to-1
I think it might have been
Republican
Bush
district
era.
twice.
It was either Bush or Obama era. It was within those
Anyone who
two
doesn't have
eras.
access to insurance they like, they could buy in a
Oh my
percentage of
God.
income they could afford.
Division
So that's
have
what we
like
put into the
these
transition
bunkers and
period
stuff like
for
underneath
our
the
Medicare
White
for
House
All
and
plan.
stuff.
I believe we need to get to
Missions.
universal health care as a right, not a privilege, to single payer.
Healthcare
The
is a
quickest way you
privilege,
get there
though.
is you create competition
Get a
for
job,
insurance.
get your ass off of
Let the insurers,
welfare,
if
get
they
a
wanna
fucking
compete,
decent
they can
career,
certainly try.
and
But
then
they'll
you get
never
your
put
fucking
people
healthcare.
over their profits, and I doubt they ever will.
I mean,
So
yeah,
what
there
will
are
happen is
people
people
out
will
there
choose
that can
Medicare,
work
you
and
will
that
transition,
physically
we will
are
get to Medicare for All,
ill.
and then your step
Yeah,
to single
Yeah.
payer
and that have a
is so short.
diagnosis
I
and
would
that
make it
have
an earned
have the
benefit,
evidence to
just
prove
like
it, like
Social
people with
Security,
fibro,
so that you buy
people
in your
with
whole life, it is always there for you, and it's permanent and it's universal.
Senator, I'm going to
what's it
put that
called?
same question to
It's
Mayor
really
Buttigieg.
bad. It makes you like,
Yeah, look,
makes you cripple
everybody
some
who
days.
says Medicare for all,
It's like
every
polio or some
person in
shit like that.
politics who allows that phrase to
Yeah,
escape their
but people have
lips
got a
has a
genuine
responsibility
condition.
to explain how
Yeah.
they're
Fair
actually
enough.
supposed to
But
get
people
from
that are
here
just bumming off
to
of
there.
welfare just for no reason.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. It's very similar. I would call it Medicare for all who want it. You take something like Medicare, a flavor of that, you make it available
Like,
on
say
the
you've got
exchanges.
a
People
grown
can buy
man
in, and
who's
then if
got
people like us
severe
elect
special
that
needs,
that will be not only
and
a
I
more
mean to the
inclusive
point where he
plan,
has
but a more
carers,
efficient
he
plan
has,
than any of
like,
the
his
corporate
mum wipes
answers
his
out there,
bum.
then it will be
You
a
know,
very
you have all
natural
these,
glide path to
you
the
know,
single payer environment. But let's remember,
I know
even in
everything's
countries that
expensive,
have
then
outright
you've got to be fair
socialized
to those
medicine,
kind of
like
people that
England,
can't work
even there, there's
physically
still a
because they're
private
just
sector. That's fine. It's
they're,
just that for
more
our
of a
primary
vegetable.
care,
I don't
we
mean
can't
to
be
be horrible,
relying on
but
the tender mercies of the corporate system.
Yeah.
This one's very personal for me. I
part
started
of the
out this
capital
year
themselves, so
dealing
they
with
have
the
to
terminal
rely on
illness
others
of my
to look
father.
after
I make
them.
decisions for a living,
And it's sad,
and nothing
but
could have prepared
Yeah.
me for the kind of decisions our family.
Well, you're gonna have that no matter
The
what.
thing we had
But
going for us
this guy
was that
here,
we
he's
never
going
had
on
to make
about
those decisions
socialist healthcare
based on
systems. Like, he
whether
wants to
it was
try
gonna
to
benefit
implement
our
a
family
system that's
because
similar to
of Medicare.
Canada's, but
And I
slightly
want
better.
every
But you're still
family
gonna have
to have the
massively
same
long
freedom to
wait
do what's
times.
medically
It's
right,
all because of
not what is
population. We have
financially
338 million people in this country, and Florida has a shitload of people. The waiting list for my doctor to get a physical is like 8 months now, because there's so many fucking people. Up north, where I lived at, you can get in and out. You can get your physical that day.
Very badly injured. I couldn't imagine what
It took me a
would be
week
like
to get
had
my
not had
fucking physical.
adequate health care available immediately. And then when my son came home from Iraq after a year, was diagnosed with
you know the
terminal
division?
cancer,
I'm underneath
and,
the
he was
lawn
given
of the
months to
White
live.
House, and
I
there's a
can't
white
fathom
bunker.
what would have happened if, in fact, they
Oh,
said,
that's
"By
an
the
event.
way,
That's
the
event
last
shit.
6 months of your life, you're on your own. We're cutting off. You've used up your time." The fact of the matter is that the quickest, fastest way to do it is build on Obamacare. To build on what we did.
No! No! I am not paying another tax just because I don't have health care. No, fuck you.
Everyone, whether they have private insurance, employer insurance,
My
or
grandma
medical
actually met
insurance,
him.
they in fact
She
can buy
adored
it
him.
in the exchange to a Medicare
This guy's a
Part
fucking
plan.
communist. I
You
don't
wanna
understand
do
how,
that,
but
we can do it
whatever.
quickly. Look,
She knew him personally
urgency
too.
matters. There's people
So I think that's
right
kind of a
now
little bit of
facing
bias there.
what I faced and what we faced without
But
any of the help I
she's
had.
in a better
We
place now.
must
She don't have to deal with this
move
horse
now.
shit.
I'm against any
Fucking
Democrat
lucky.
who opposes, takes down
Probably has
Obamacare, and then a Republican
millions
wants to
probably
get rid
lives
of
on
it.
that.
Turn to Senator Sanders.
She has the alcohol she ever wants. She has all the bloody.
Yeah, she's got all the Miller Lite she wants now.
The states that have tried
But
something
she
like
stood
that,
there with an
California,
MG42
Vermont, New
shooting
York
down
have
the
struggled
range
with it, have been
with a
successful.
massive.
If politicians can't make it work in their states, how would you
In her younger
implement it
days.
on a national level? How does this work?
Listen, I find it hard to believe that every other major country on earth, including my neighbor 50 miles north of me,
Well,
Canada,
there's a
somehow
thing that
has
the Greeks
figured out a way
believed in, and they
to
believed
provide
in
health care to
Elysium
every man, woman,
and
and child,
Hades.
and in most cases,
Yeah.
So when
they're
you
spending
died,
50%
you went to
per
Elysium,
capita what we are
and then
spending.
if you were bad in
Let's be
Elysium, you
clear.
went to Hades.
Let us be very clear. The function of healthcare today, from the
He's praising Bernie Communist Sanders is praising. I am praising all of Canada's healthcare. You can get in and out to see a doctor in minutes. No, you can't. It takes years to see a doctor in Canada because it's so socialized. If you want in and out immediately, you pay it up front, and it was an outrageous amount of money. It takes. There's a show on the Weather Channel. It's called what is it? It's not, what is it? World's Deadliest Highways, or it was in Canada. They do a lot of snow plowing and shit, and they do a lot of towing. Highway Through Hell. I think that's what it was called, Highway Through Hell. And, they hired a guy on. It took him nearly 12 months to get a fucking physical to get hired. 12 fucking months to get a physical to get hired. The guy, there was another guy, he got sick. He had to wait nearly 6 months getting to see his doctor. He nearly died. It is not a right, it's a fucking privilege. Get off your ass, get a fucking decent career, and then get your fucking health care through your employer. This chick looks like a fucking witch. Her hair's stringy, it's gray, she looks like she's got like a wart on her face. Nose is long. She's got like those Michael Jackson looking eyes. She's creepy looking.
You know, I want to say that while I agree with, I'm with Senator Bennett and others, but I agree with almost everything here. I'll tell you one thing. It's really nice that we've got all these plans, but if you think we're going to beat Donald Trump by just having all these plans, you got another thing coming. Because he didn't win by saying he had a plan. He won by simply saying, make America great again.
That's not true.
Just these superficial fixes, as important as they are. Even if we're just talking about the superficial fixes, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a health care system in the United States. We have a sickness care system in the United States. We just wait till somebody gets sick, and then we talk about who's going to pay for the treatment and how they're going to be treated. What we need to talk about...
But that's how it should be.
Many Americans have unnecessary chronic illnesses, so many more compared to other countries. And
that's because we got 338 million people in this fucking country.
It has to do with chemical policies, it has to do with environmental policies, it has to do with food policies, it has to do with...
Food policies? What's that got to do with anything? She's out of touch.
With Obamacare and build-out. You mentioned that a moment ago. Is that enough to get us to universal coverage?
I believe that will get us the quickest way there, and I thought...
No, fuck universal coverage. That means more money out of my fucking pocket to pay for fucking Dick Henry, who's on fucking welfare for 5 years, living in a fucking mansion.
And I feel very strongly that families ought to be able to have this choice. I think that's what the American people want. I believe it will get us there quickly. There are millions of people in America that do not have health insurance today because they can't, they're too wealthy. They make too much money to be on Medicaid. They can't afford health insurance. When senators...
Then boost the fuck, then make Medicaid, then have no limit on Medicaid then.
5 million people in Canada. There are 330 million people in the United States, easily the number of people on a public option. It could easily be 35 million. And for them, it would be Medicare for all, as Mayor Buttigieg says, but for others that want to keep it, they should be able to keep it. And I think that will be the fastest way to get where we need to go. Also, I will say, Bernie is a very honest person. He has said over and over again, unlike others that have supported this legislation, over and over again, that this will ban, make illegal, all insurance except cosmetic, except insurance for, I guess that's for plastic surgery. Everything else is banned under the Medicare for All proposal that he has put forward.
He's got a point, and I'm kind of liking what he's saying there. Not all of it, but there's a lot of it kind of like...
You know, Mike, Medicare is the most popular health insurance program in the country. People...
No, it is not!
Their private insurance companies, they like their doctors and hospitals. Under our plan, people go to any doctor they want, any hospital they want. We will substantially lower the...
That's not true. When my uncle got thrown on fucking Medicaid, he couldn't keep his doctor. He had to go choose somebody else. Now they're eating each other.
And the reality of how this affects real people is captured in a story that many of us heard, and I will paraphrase. There is any night...
They're trying to go to a commercial break.
Who's seeing that their child has a temperature that is out of control, calls 911, what should I do? And they say, take the child to the emergency room.
Put an ice pack on her head, they'll cool down.
And they drive, and they're sitting in the parking lot outside of the emergency room, looking at those sliding glass doors while they have the hand on the forehead of their child. knowing that if they walk through those sliding glass doors, even though they have insurance, they will be out a $5,000 deductible when they walk through those doors. That's what insurance companies...
That's because they pay fucking nothing. If you pay more into your healthcare, your deductible goes down. I pay a little more for insurance. If I would have left my insurance at the rate now, and I got full coverage for my car, my deductible would have been $1,000. I upped my payments up by another, what was it, $10 or $15. Now my deductible's between $250 and $500.
If you're sick, you're seen, and in America, you never go broke because of it.
Okay. A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Everyone raised their hands, except for Joe Biden. Good for you. I like you, Biden, a little more now. But fuck everybody on this stage.
Is healthier when everybody is healthier. And remember, we're talking about something people are given a chance to buy into. In the same way that there are undocumented immigrants in my community.
They're fucking illegals.
They pay sales taxes.
Why should fucking Allahu Muhammad fucking come in our country, a fucking terrorist coming in for free fucking healthcare? Why? He's a known terrorist who shot up a school in fucking Afghanistan, shot up a bunch of fucking kids in Afghanistan, slit the throats of multiple American soldiers, fucking known ISIS militant. Now he's in America getting free healthcare.
It makes no sense. And the American people...
Why the fuck should a terrorist get free fucking healthcare?
People agree on what to do. This is the crazy thing. If leadership consists of forming a consensus around a divisive issue, this White House has divided us around a consensus issue. The American people want a pathway to citizenship. They want protections for dreamers. We need to clean up the lawful immigration system, like how my father immigrated to this country. And as part of a compromise, we can do whatever...
When? In the fucking 1700s?
But Washington can't deliver on something the American people want. What does that...
That's your fucking party's fault, though, you dickhead.
It tells you it needs profound structural reform.
Vice President Biden, I believe you said that your health care plan would not cover undocumented immigrants. Could you explain your position?
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon.
I believe at the show of hands you did not raise your hand. Did you raise your hand?
No, I did.
Okay.
Oh, well, fuck you then.
So you said they would be covered under your plan, which is different than Obamacare.
Yes, but here's the thing.
Can you explain that change?
Yes. You cannot let, as the mayor said, you cannot let people who are sick, no matter where they come from, no matter what their status, go uncovered. You can't do that.
Yes, you can, because they come here illegally.
Main thing to do. But here's the deal. The deal is that he's right about...
If it was one thing, it's one thing if somebody from England comes over, they're covered in their country, comes over, gets sick, they had to be admitted to one of our hospitals. You could work something out between the two governments. Not that hard.
It's increased the lifespan. They would do the same thing in terms of reducing the overall cost of health care by them being able to be treated and not wait till they're in extremis. The other thing is, folks, look, we can deal with these insurance companies. We can deal with the insurance companies by, number one, putting insurance executives in jail for their misleading advertising, what they're doing on opioids, what they're doing paying doctors to prescribe. We could be doing this by making sure everyone who is on Medicare...
Not wrong there. I don't know about the doctors paying, or the insurance companies paying doctors to prescribe fucking oxycodone. I don't know about that, but... Bro, have you got your mic muted?
So stick with us. We're just getting started. We'll be back with more from Miami.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I looked, it was like you went completely silent. I was like, oh, well. Fucking horse shit that they're talking about. Why should fucking jihadi fucking Muhammad Ali come over to our country, who's been fucking known in Afghanistan for slitting the throats of small children that are in the schools, fucking running people over in fucking Mad Max style cars, has killed numerous fucking Americans. Why should he be able to come over to our country, get free healthcare, then fly back and do the same fucking thing again? Why? It's not right.
No.
I'm Sharon Tate. I play Miss Carlson.
Ooh, that's a nice car. It's a 60s style movie.
Charlie's gonna dig you.
Wait a minute. Is this a cult movie?
That can all change like that.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, in theaters July 26th.
Oh, that looks interesting, actually.
When I showed my mom the DNA
Probably one of the
it made her
very
feel
few
proud. They saw us.
What
They
do they say?
recognized us. Ancestry specifically
Creative
shows
movies.
the regions that my family was from. The state of Jalisco, the city of Guadalajara. The results were a reflection of our family, and the results were really human. I feel proud about my identity.
New features, greater details, richer stories.
Well, that's a massive 3,000-mile area. Yeah, you come from this area here.
Kate McKinnon, NBC Tonight.
Welcome back from Miami. Jose is going to lead off the questioning in this round.
Thank you very much. Senator Harris, last month, more than 130,000 migrants were apprehended at the southern border. Many of them are being detained, including small children, in private detention centers in Florida and throughout our country. Most of the candidates on this stage say the conditions at these facilities are abhorrent. On January 20th, 2021, if you are president, what specifically would you do with the thousands of people who try to reach the United States every day and want a better life through a
Execute them all!
Immediately on January 20th of 2021, we cannot forget our DACA recipients, and so I'm going to start there. I will immediately, by executive action, reinstate DACA status and DACA protection to those young people.
But you can't do that. That's illegal. That's against fucking, what is it, Article 3, or no, oh, I don't know the article off the top of my head, but you can't do that. You have to have congressional approval from it to do that.
I will also immediately put in place a meaningful process for reviewing the cases for asylum. I will release children from cages. I will get rid of the private detention centers. And I will ensure
There are no private ones, though.
this microphone that the President of the United States holds in her hand is used in a way.
So you're assuming Trump's gender now. Check this!
Children up, separating them from their parents. And I have to just say that we have to think about this issue in terms of real people. A mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril, to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do?
Send them back where they fucking belong. Come in through the means of fucking true entry thing. That's like digging a fucking tunnel in my yard and then coming into my house. Fuck off. Come through the door or get shot.
Day one at the White House. How do you respond?
With these children?
Let me get to you in just a second.
I'm sorry.
Shut up, witch.
Governor, day one, thousands of men, women, and children cross the border asking for asylum for a better life. What do you do? Day one, hour one.
Well, certainly the images we've seen.
Oh, give them free housing, free food, free money, and then tell them, yeah, we'll take care of you.
The world is judging us by. If you'd ever told me any time in my life that this country would sanction federal agents to
He's got a chip on his head, I guarantee it. He's got a big old vein that just keeps popping in and out of his head.
Actually put them up for adoption. In Colorado, we call that kidnapping. I would have told you. I would have told you it was unbelievable. And the first thing we have to do is recognize the humanity.
I don't know about all that, Mr. Dick Looper.
Sufficient facilities in place so that women and children are not separated from their families. The children are with their families.
Actually, now that I think of it, Trump tried to pass a bill that would prevent that, and a Democrat shot it down. So you want the children to be separated, so you can keep using this as a political fucking motivation.
But food, clothing, and access to to medical care.
Ms. Williamson.
Yes, what Donald Trump has done to these children, and it's not just in Colorado, Governor, you're right, it is kidnapping, and it's extremely important for us to realize that. If you
But it's your party that shut down the bill that would have prevented that in the first place, you fuck up.
and if you take a lot of
Well, they're so out of touch.
center, thus inflicting chronic trauma upon them, that's called child abuse. This is collective child abuse. And
The collective child abuse.
both of those things are a crime, and if you're
If you want to see real child abuse, travel back to 1943 in Nazi-occupied Germany, and then compare them to now.
attack these children, not only demonize these immigrants, he is attacking a basic
Have you ever heard of the camp called Auschwitz? Very.
This is extremely important. And
Yeah, it was a very fun place, to say the least, for children. They were put into these special little heating areas, and then it cured them of all disease. That's called sarcasm, YouTube. Can't take my channel down for that. If you will, I will fucking sue you.
With a reality.
Well, one of the worst things about President Trump that he's done to this country is he's torn apart the moral fabric of who we are. When he
No, you guys are the ones that have been doing it.
At the border from their parents, the fact that 7 children have died in his custody, the fact that
they weren't even in his fucking custody. What the fuck are you talking about?
And they have no plan to reunite them. So I would do a few things. First, I would fight for comprehensive immigration reform with a pathway to citizenship. Second, I would reform how we treat asylum seekers at the border. I would have a community-based treatment center.
Yeah, open borders. That's what you fucking want.
Where asylum seekers are given lawyers, where there's real immigration judges, not employees of the Attorney General, but appointed for life, and have a community-based system. I would fund border security.
A community-based system. Fuck you. That's tax money out of my pocket.
Away from cross-border terrorism, cross-border human trafficking, drug trafficking, and gun trafficking, and he's given that money to the for-profit prisons. I would not be spending money in for-profit prisons to lock up...
I would, because the public prisons are fucking overflowing. You ever seen California? Jesus Christ.
Of the border. If you'd be so kind, raise your hand if you think it should be a civil offense rather than a crime to cross the border without documentation. Can we keep the hands up so we can see them?
So it's every single one of them, except for the one guy.
Just a theoretical exercise. That criminalization, that is the basis for family separation. You do away with that, it's no longer possible. Of course, it wouldn't be possible anyway in my presidency because it is dead wrong. We got to talk about one other thing because
they don't want open borders.
Likes to cloak itself in the language of religion. Now, our party doesn't talk about that as much, largely for a very good reason, which was we are committed to the separation of church and state, and we stand for people of any religion and people of no religion. But
that's funny because you keep attacking fucking God-fearing Christians.
Itself with Christianity, to say that it is okay to suggest that God would smile on the division of families at the hands of federal agents, that God would condone putting children in
bashing Christians.
All claim to ever use religious language again.
Vice President,
so he wants to ban all religions except for Judaism and Muslims. So he just wants to ban Christianity. What a cunt. What a fucking cunt.
Is unite families. I'd surge immediately. Billions of dollars worth of help to...
I'm going to minimize it.
Immediately. Look, I talk about foreign policy. I'm the guy that got a bipartisan agreement at the very end of the campaign, at the very end of our term, to spend $740 million to deal with the problem. And that was to go to the root cause of why people are leaving in the first place. It was working. We saw, as you know, a net decrease in the number of children who were coming. The crisis was abated. And along came this president, he said he immediately discontinued that. We all talk about these things. I did it. I did it. 740 million. Now look, second thing we have to do. The law now requires the reuniting of those families. We would reunite those families, period. And if not,
but Trump tried to do that in the first place and you fucking blocked it.
Until we could find their parents. And lastly, the idea that he's in court with his Justice Department saying children in cages do not need a bed, do not need a blanket, do not need a toothbrush.
Yeah, attack Wayfair for that.
The Obama
Taking a pot shot at fucking Wayfair.
The administration deported more than 3 million Americans. My question to you is, if an individual is living in the United States of America without documents and that is his only offense, should that person be deported?
No.
Depending if they committed a major crime, they should be deported. And the president was left in his... President Obama, I think, did a heck of a job. To compare him to what this guy's doing is absolutely, I find, close to immoral. But the fact is that...
Yeah, fucking right.
We should not be locking people up. We should be making sure we change the circumstance as we did, why they would leave in the first place. And those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe until they can be heard.
A 15-second, if you could, if you wish to answer. Should someone who is here without documents, and that is his only offense, should that person be deported?
That person should not be the focus of deportation. We should fundamentally change the way we deal with them.
Senator,
I want to suggest that I agree with a lot of what Kamala just said. And that is, on day one, we take out our executive order pen and we rescind every damn thing on this issue that Trump has done. Number two, picking up...
So then I can say goodbye to my new car.
We got to look at the root causes. And you have a situation where Honduras, among other things, is a failing state. Massive corruption. You got gangs who are telling families that if a 10-year-old does not join that gang, that family is going to be killed. What we have got to do on day one is invite the presidents and the leadership of Central America and Mexico together. This is a hemispheric problem that we have got to address.
Congressman Swalwell, what do you do?
Day one?
No. If someone is here without documents and that is their only offense, is that person to be deported?
No. That person can be a part of this great American experience. That person can contribute. My congressional district is one of the most diverse in America, and we see the benefits when people contribute and they become a part of the community and they're not in the shadow economy. Day one for me, families are reunited. This president, though, for immigrants...
So you want those people to be in your society, huh?
To separate a family, cage a child, or erase their existence by weaponizing the census. And there is nothing that we cannot do in the courts and that I will not do as president to reverse that and to make sure that families always together.
Senator Harris.
Well, thank you. I will say, no, absolutely not. They should not be deported. And I actually, this was one of the very few issues...
So you don't want to deport these people.
Relationship and a great deal of respect, but on the secure communities issue, I was Attorney General of California. I led the second largest Department of Justice in the United States, second only to the United States.
Yeah, they don't want to deport ISIS. They want to bring him in.
And on this issue, I disagreed with my president because the policy was to allow deportation of people who, by ICE's own definition, were non-criminals. So as Attorney General and the Chief Law...
They shouldn't even be here in the fucking first place.
I issued a directive to the sheriffs of my state that they did not have to comply with detainers.
But that's illegal! You're breaking the law!
I was tracking it every day. I was tracking it and saw that parents, people who had...
You're breaking the law, Miss Harris. You're breaking the law.
The problem with this kind of policy, and I know it as a prosecutor...
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. That must be her theme song.
I want anybody who has been the victim of any real crime to be able to do that and not be afraid that if they do that, they will be deported.
Shut up! Shut up! Finally, shut the fuck up.
On this stage to name the greatest geopolitical threat facing the U.S. 4 of them mention China. U.S. businesses say China steals our intellectual property, and party leaders...
So that's one thing that I agree with Trump on.
...of manipulating their currency to keep the cost of goods artificially low.
They fucking agree with Trump.
Start off with, how would you stand up to China?
I think that, first of all, the biggest threat to our national security right now is Russia, not China. And second...
It's fucking China because they have Russia in their fucking back pocket, you dickhead.
In China, I think the president's been right to push back on China, but has done it in completely the wrong way. We should mobilize.
He's done it in the right way. He's actually meeting with President XI in fucking Tokyo, or not Tokyo. What is he?
I'd like to answer the other question before
in Japan.
Do you have the time?
When I see these kids at the border, I see my mom.
We went from China to fucking Mexico in one sentence. Who gives a fuck? That's not what he asked.
Be doing what he's doing to children and their families at the borders. I say this as somebody who wrote the immigration bill.
I see this as somebody who wrote the immigration bill
for 11 million people.
For 11 million people. The most progressive DREAM Act.
Much less passed. It got 68 votes in the Senate.
He had 68 votes in the Senate. I sound like a total twat. I sound like I'm making a bad Trump impression every time I talk. Not a Shut up, caterpillar eyebrows. How many dicks do you have in your ass? Jesus Christ, the guy just won't shut the fuck up.
Concerns about technology and taking jobs. Are you worried about China? And if so, how would you stand up against it?
Well, I asked the Chinese guy. Where's the Japanese? I don't know, they all look the fuck the same. It's like comparing two fucking English people. One from Wales and one from fucking Mother England. They look the fucking same. Same goddamn region. So you can't say it's racist.
But the tariffs and the trade war are just punishing businesses and producers and workers on both sides. I met with a farmer in Iowa who said he spent 6 years building up a buying relationship in China that's now disappeared.
But there was a poll on Fox that said like 78% of fucking farmers stand with Trump and will continue to stand with him. And he's doing the right thing. So where did you find this asshole? Are you talking about the crabs in your pants? Are you talking about the crabs? The STD crabs?
First of all, we've got to recognize that the China challenge really is a serious one. This is not something to dismiss or wave away. And if you look at what China is doing, they're using technology for the perfection of dictatorship. But their fundamental economic model isn't going to change because of some tariffs. I live in the industrial Midwest. Folks who aren't in the shadow of a factory.
No, you don't. Indiana, even in the Midwest. Fucking Illinois would be. Wait, no. Never mind, I might be wrong. No, I'm right.
And Americans are going to pay on average $800 more a year because of these tariffs. Meanwhile, China is investing.
No, we're not. They are. When these goods cross the border, or when these goods arrive at United States ports, U.S. Customs, or there's a U.S. agency that goes and collects additional payment up front for those goods to be sold in the United States. It's not the people that pay for it, it's the actual other countries. If you actually read up on how fucking tariffs work, you would have seen this and you wouldn't be saying this.
Infrastructure, education, we were never going to be able to compete. And if we really want to be an alternative, a Democrat.
Then how about hire teachers that do their fucking jobs? And how about bringing back corporal punishment so these fucking little ass motherfuckers don't, you know, cuss the teachers out? That's the main problem why our education is failing, because the teachers can't beat the shit out of these fucking kids who are causing a ruckus and fucking beating on their fucking teachers. I think there was a teacher up in fucking, what was it, New York. Nobody reported this. I found this off a fucking whim. A student actually beat the piss out of a teacher and was arrested. And then let go, mind you, because he was black. Beat the piss out of a teacher. Bloody pulp, broke her nose, broke a couple teeth. Cracked her fucking skull in practically. That's a Dodge. What is it, a Charger? That's a Charger. That's a, that was a Malibu. And that looked like a fucking Kia. Crazy how I can just identify a car through the stick shift. What a load of horse shit. Grove, you're probably sitting there wondering why I'm such a deranged lunatic when it comes to this kind of shit.
Sorry, say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said you're probably wondering why I'm such a deranged lunatic when it comes to this kind of shit.
No.
You're sitting there in silence, just like, oh, he's pissed.
No, I'm just listening to the shit they're saying, and I'm just laughing on the inside.
It's fucking stupid. It's horseshit. This is beyond insanity. They want to let the Allahu Akbar people in willy-nilly, give them free healthcare so they can go and blow themselves up again, and then survive so they can get healed again. Do it again. That's what they want.
9/11's gonna happen again if it, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt. We're gonna have such. If they open up the borders, our crime rate is gonna shoot up 5,000%. You're gonna have ISIS militants coming in, ISIS sympathizers, MS-13 coming in. I will move out of this country. Or no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn to a life of crime because you're more likely to survive being a criminal than you would be a citizen in an open border country. If you look at Somalia, I think they got it made there. At least the criminals do. You look at Somalia and their illegal gun crime.
This is not a bet. It's a revolution in sleep. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed is on sale now during our lowest prices of the season.
Yeah, none of these ads are sponsoring my channel. I forgot to mention the last video or the last stream. I probably should have mentioned that, but whatever. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by any of these freaks, any of these communist sympathizers. I don't know why you would sponsor communism. I don't know why you would sponsor a channel that wants to get rid of all of your wealth. But yeah.
Shop online or visit us on West Colonial Drive.
The holiday weekend is here.
Isn't that street fucking closed? I don't know.
Save big on our lineup with advanced tech, like Rogue, Best Buy Award winner, Armada, Best Full-Size SUV crossover, and Altima, an IIHS top safety pick. Hurry, because like the July 4th holiday, this sales event ends soon. Get up to 15.
I got a muscle car, so I don't need to worry about getting a stupid family of 12 car.
Trustco Bank has hometown checking with free online banking, free debit card, and free use of.
Alright, Grove, I'm gonna hand you the stream over. You can just plug your shit in. I'm gonna go get a shower. Professional stream here, people. All of 2 people watching now. Oh, shit.
So the stream's over, is it?
No, it's still on. I'm handing it over to you, though. You could bash America. You could bash America if you want to. I really could give it. I really don't give a damn. We are literally so bashable at this point.
Well, if they get their own way, then you guys are fucked. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry that you are fucked.
You guys follow suit too, so once we go socialist, you guys are gonna go full socialist too.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Well, thank you, Lester, Savannah, and Jose. Let's quickly recap the rules one more time.
So that's a fuck up at this point.
For this first debate. We've
Yeah.
heard from 10 of them from last night. We're hearing from 10.
We got female Alex Jones again, and Harry Penis Man, Chuck Todd. 2 first names.
Not every person will be able to comment on everything, but the less
Actually,
interaction there is, the more time they will.
feel bad because your guys are gonna get the brunt of it first.
She basically told the audience to shut the fuck up, just so they could keep rambling. Wow.
Rights activists in our country have led a national debate over race and the criminal justice system. Your community of South Bend, Indiana, has recently been in uproar over an officer-involved shooting. The police force in South Bend is now 6% black in a city that is 26% black. Why has that not improved over your 2 terms as mayor?
Because I
Whose
couldn't
fault
get
was
it done.
that?
My community is.
It's the old black people's fault though. None of them want to become cops.
A black man, Eric Logan, killed by a white officer. And I'm not allowed to take sides until the investigation comes back. The officer said he was attacked with a knife, but he didn't have his body camera on. It's a mess, and we're hurting. And I could walk you through all of the things.
People come, people go, so who gives a shit? It is somebody. If it was my kid, I'd be like, well, that's just disappointing. Got himself fucking killed.
it didn't save the life of Eric Logan. And
The
when
two
I look
fucking
into
first names.
his
What's with these
mother's
people with
eyes,
two first
I can
names?
face the fact that nothing that I say will bring him back. This is an issue that is facing
Dr.
our
Neo
community
Cortex from the
in
Crash
so
series
many
would say
communities around the
otherwise.
country. And until we move policing
Oh,
out
you
from
on
the
about that
shadow of
Cortez
systemic
woman? I
racism,
hate that.
whatever this
No.
particular
I made a
issue
Crash
is, we'll
Bandicoot
be left with
reference.
a bigger problem.
Cortex brought a guy
The
back
fact
from
that
the
there's
dead.
a wall of mistrust put up one racist act at a
He's the
time
evil
that's
science.
not
Yeah.
happened in the past,
That
but for
Cortez
what's happening
woman.
around the
Oh
country
my
in the
god.
present. It threatens the well-being of every
Alexandria
community. And I am
Cossio,
determined to bring about a
Pentanina
day
Santa Maria
when a
Cortez.
white person driving a
Yeah,
vehicle and a black
she
person
literally
driving a
goes on
vehicle,
about the Bronx
when they
all
see
the
a
time,
police
doesn't she?
officer approaching
She wasn't
50
even
and
born in the
saying the same
Bronx. She
thing,
was born in a
a
fucking
feeling not of
hoity-toity
fear,
neighborhood.
but of safety. I'm determined to bring that day about.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
They should fuck the Bronx if she has a chance.
Question, just because I think,
Governor, I'll give you 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I think that the
She probably
question you're
sits
asking
there
in South
and
Bend, I
fingers
think it
herself
sees across
with
the
the
country
fucking
is
word
why
Bronx.
has it taken so long? We had this
Legend
meeting
says
with
she
First
creams
Lady
herself
Eric
every time you
Ferguson,
mention the Bronx.
and the community came together and we created an Office of the Independent Monitor, a Civilian Oversight Commission. We diversified the police force in 2 years. We actually
Right now, Trump is in Japan, and I can just see what the Japanese are doing to him in the animes. They're turning him into fucking Super Saiyan. They're turning him into like the most overpowered fucking. I guarantee you, some fucking Japanese artist is making an anime right now just for shits and giggles. Or Trump is just kicking the shit out of all these people, like anime style. Over the top, superpowers, launching energy waves through their hands.
Strangling them with the US flag.
Japan's sitting back there going, and then joining in. Oh my god, more da you. Nani?
Has to do with deep realms of racial injustice, both
I'm
in our
gonna build
criminal
a wall.
justice system and in our economic system.
Trump used wall tech. Yeah, he picks up a wall and just cracks it over this woman's head.
For slavery for this very reason.
She just mentioned slavery.
And then also fuck you and get the US flag painted on it, and then
Well
literally grabs it and
undereducated
smacks
about the
it.
history of race and
Ms. Williamson, thank you very much.
She just said the United States still has slavery.
I would like to speak on the issue of race.
Does it?
No! If you count the black market and the underground criminal, yeah, every country's got slaves. But it's more along the lines of sex slaves.
I couldn't agree more that this is an issue that is still not being talked about.
There is no racial injustice.
There is not a black man I know, be he a relative, a friend, or a coworker, who has not been the subject of some form of profiling or discrimination. Growing up, my sister and I had to
Ignore it.
The neighbor
What?
told us
The
her
liberal
parents
bit
couldn't
just
play
sat
with
there
us
and sit
because
there and
we
fart,
were
and I'd go,
black. And I
you
will say
smelly
also
bitch,
that,
close your
that
legs.
in this campaign, we've also heard that Directorship Vice
Didn't come out of the rear, it came out of the front.
I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you
Sit there sipping
when
red wine,
you
fucking
commit
farting all the
yourself
time.
to the importance of
They're queefing, they're not farting.
But I also
That smells
believe,
like
and it's
fish.
personal,
Oh,
actually very
there it is again.
impactful, to hear you talk about the reputations
What is
of
that
two
smell?
United
Fucking
States
hell.
senators who built
Smells
their
like dead fish.
reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country.
Oh,
Joe Biden looks like he's gonna cry.
I told a teacher who was being a bitch to me once to close her legs.
Joe Biden's thinking, what do I want for supper? I think spaghetti looks good. I don't know. I think I want hamburgers now.
And she was bused to school every day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a pizza.
Was me.
What do I want? Huh? What was this woman going on about?
That on this subject,
He says, wonder what she would taste like. I've never been with a colored woman. No, I shouldn't be thinking of that.
A teacher was being an asshole to me once, and I told her to close her legs.
Wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Senator Harris, thank you. Vice President Biden,
Those are legs.
we are going to give you a chance to respond.
Joe Biden just figured out what he wants for supper. I think he wants to bang a black woman now.
Characterization my position across the board. I did not praise racist. That is not true. number one. Number two, if we want to have this campaign litigated on who supports civil rights and whether I did or not, I'm happy to do that. I was a public defender. I didn't become a prosecutor. I came out and I left a good law firm to become a public defender when in fact my city was in flames because of the assassination of Dr. King. Number one. Number two, as the Vice President of the United States, I work with a man who, in fact,
You were never in a spotlight, Joe. Creepy Uncle Joe, Sleepy Joe Biden. We never heard from you for 8 years. I thought you up and disappeared half the time. I thought you went missing. I thought you died. And then
Have you seen those funny memes where you got that Margaret, what's her name? Theresa May fucking David Cameron.
They're not memes. Those are fantasies, I swear. Whoever sends you that shit.
They takes a piss. They're at the House of Commons and jacking them both off.
Do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America? Then, do you agree?
And then you got ones like
busing in America. What I
the
oppose
Royals,
is busing ordered by the Department of Education.
and then you've got
That's what I oppose.
There was a failure of states to integrate public schools in America. I was part of the second class to integrate Berkeley, California public schools almost 2 decades after Brown v. Board of Education.
Because your city council made that
it
decision.
is pretty funny
The
because it's
federal government must step in. That's why we have the Voting Rights Act,
funny, but
Yeah.
that's why we need to pass the Equality Act. That's why we need to pass the ERA, because there are moments in history where states fail to preserve the civil rights of all people.
They're eating each other right now, and it's gold.
I'm the guy that extended the Voting Rights Act for 25 years. We got to the place where we got 98 out of 98 votes in the United States Senate doing it. I've also argued very strongly that we, in fact, deal with the notion of denying people access to the
Yeah, taking it literally. They are cannibalistic on the stage right now.
Thank you, Vice President.
All of these things have
Senator
to do
Sanders, I want to go to you on this.
Kamala Harris looks like she just queefed.
That voters should focus on what people stand for, not a candidate's race.
Bernie Sanders looks like he farts out of his dick.
Many Democrats are very excited by the diversity of this field on this stage.
People are going to be getting to this part of the trip. They're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Diversity brings to this contest and to these issues. Are you telling Democratic voters that diversity shouldn't matter when they make this decision?
No, it shouldn't.
Absolutely not. Unlike the Republican Party, we encourage diversity. We believe in diversity. That's what America is about. But in addition to diversity, in terms of having more women, more people from the GBL...
The only reason why there are no black women running underneath Republicans is because, with the exception of Candace Owens, the only reason why they won't run for president is because they're scared. A, they're scared because they're going to get fucking silenced by the left. B, they're going to get called race traitors and racist. They don't want that. And C, your party, the Democrats, are going to completely try to ruin these women's lives. You do not want the Republicans. You do not. How do I want to word it? You do not want the Republicans to have a female woman because you're going to send wolves, rabid wolves, on steroids after them. Mutant hounds from Fallout. That's what you're going to send after her.
Until you go to the root of the corruption, the money in politics, the fact that Washington is run by the special interests.
Sweetie, look at your own party.
I have the most comprehensive approach that experts agree is the most transformative plan to actually take on political corruption.
Experts in massive, ginormous quotes.
To have clean elections. If we do that and get money out of politics, we can guarantee health care is a right, not a privilege. We can deal with institutional racism. We can take...
There is no institutional racism, you fucking cunt! You wanker! You fucking honky!
Thank you, Vice President. We want to shift topics here. Senator Bennett, the next question is...
She is a fucking cow. She's a Brahmin. A fucking skinny sow.
President Obama promised in 2012 that after his re-election,
Fucking bovine.
Democrats, fever would break. That did not happen. Now Vice President Biden is saying the same thing. That if he is elected, in 2020.
They all say the same thing and then they attack each other for it. It's pretty much what this has become.
There's a Democratic president in 2021 that gridlock is going to magically disappear.
Gridlock will not magically disappear as long as Mitch McConnell is there first.
You're a dickhead.
Second, that's why
it's your party that's causing the fucking gridlock.
Not just the presidency, to have somebody that can run in all 50 states, but to win the Senate as well. And that's why we have to propose policies that can be supported, like Medicare Act, so that we can build a broad coalition of Americans to overcome broken Washington, D.C.
This guy makes me want to cut my dick off.
I'm saying I share a lot of her views. We need to end gerrymandering in Washington. We need to end political gerrymandering in Washington.
The Republicans were trying to get rid of it.
Couldn't do anything about it. We need to overturn Citizens United. The court was the one that
the fucking news is warping it, so the fucking Republicans, so they make the Republicans look like they want to try to keep it. No, Trump was trying to get rid of it.
All of those things has happened since Vice President Biden was in the Senate. And we face structural problems that we have to...
He just did the Dr. Evil thing. Biden just did the Dr. Evil thing. He put his... He did the Dr. Evil thing.
Right to get to the polls, and I think then we can succeed.
Vice President Biden, 30 seconds.
$1 million.
It does sound as if you haven't seen what's been happening in the United States Senate over the last 12 years. It didn't happen. Why?
I have seen what happened just since we were vice president.
You disappeared out of existence like half the fucking time. No, like 9/10 of the time. Mr. Biden, I have every reason to believe that 90% of the time you just exited reality. You just exited all of reality. You just left and left our dimension for another one.
Billions of dollars go into cancer research, bipartisan, but sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you just have to go out and beat them. I went into 20 states, over 60 candidates, and guess what? We beat them. We won back the Senate.
Thank you.
Chuck,
thank you.
The problem with what the Vice President...
30 seconds. Go ahead.
Sometimes you do have to beat him, but the deal that he talked about with Mitch McConnell was a complete victory for the Tea Party. It extended the Bush tax cuts permanently. The Democratic Party had been running...
Joe Biden just got, like, he's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's like short-circuited.
Almost all those Bush tax cuts permanently and put in place the mindless cuts that we still are dealing with today that are called the sequester. That was a great deal for Mitch McConnell. It was a terrible deal for America.
Thank you, Senator Bennett.
And that's why I have a $21,000 car now. Upgraded from a $7,000 car.
Is because they had to pay back their donors. You heard it. They actually said those words. So the corruption in Washington is real. And it is something...
And a majority of it's from your party. I'm not saying the Republicans are fucking innocent of this shit. They're fucking guilty as shit too. It's just your party's the one that's been colluding with Russia for the past 8 years.
Not into the Koch brothers. We were talking about issues. Imagine, we're in Florida. Imagine the Parkland kids having as much power in our democracy.
I pray to Christ. I pray to God. I pray to whatever how many gods are in existence that they don't get any political power. They are fully communist. Those kids need a fucking pill.
I'd like to put a different question to you. Roe versus Wade has been the law of the land since...
Roe versus Wade deals with the right of privacy in the Medicare field, and the right of privacy during abortions.
One of those laws could very well make it to the Supreme Court during your presidency, if you're elected president. What is your plan if Roe is struck down in the court while you're president?
It will not be.
Is somebody who believes, for a start, that a woman's right to control her own body...
And it's not just her body, there's an infant growing in it.
Government and politicians should not infringe on that right. We will do everything we can to defend our Roe versus Wade. Second of all, let me make a promise here. You ask about litmus test. My litmus test is I will never nominate any justice to the Supreme Court unless that justice is 100% clear he or she will defend Roe v. Wade.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. The Supreme Court is meant to be unbiased.
conservative court right now. But I do believe that constitutionally we have the power to rotate judges to other courts.
No, you do not.
New blood into the Supreme Court.
No, you cannot. They're meant to serve life.
Understand that a woman has the right to control her own body, and that corporations cannot run the United States of America.
No, you can't do that.
What if the court has already overturned Roe, and Roe is gone? All of the things you just described.
They're not going to get rid of it, though.
If Roe is gone, what could you do as president to preserve abortion rights?
Well, first of all, let me tell you this. Didn't come up here, but let's face this. Medicare for all guarantees every woman in this country the right to have an abortion if she wants it.
It is not a fucking right. Unless it's life-threatening. No!
To America's women and to the men who love them. Women's reproductive rights are under assault by President Trump.
Reproductive rights. What reproductive rights are under assault? Is he banning men from fucking women? Is he stitching women's vaginas shut like over in fucking Iran? No! So what rights are under attack?
But let me tell you one thing about politics, because it goes to the corruption and the deal making. When the door is closed and the negotiations are made, there are conversations about women's rights. And
If I could slap you in the face with my dick 500 times, woman, I would not take up that offer because my dick would completely fall off as soon as it touched it. Your face looks acidic.
Negotiation, I had to fight like heck with other women to make sure that contraception wasn't sold down the river or abortion services. And so what we need to know is, imagine this one question. When we beat President Trump, and
you will not beat Trump. And after Trump, I'm voting for Lindsey Graham. He better win fucking Senate again. I pray to God that Lindsey Graham wins Senate.
Thank you. We're moving to climate, guys. Senator Harris, I'm addressing you first on this. You live in a state that has been hit by drought, wildfires, flooding. Climate change is a major concern for voters in your state. It's pretty obvious. Obviously, this state as well. Last night, voters heard many of the candidates.
The climate's gonna change regardless. I'm not worried about it. The only thing I'm worried about is Yellowstone blowing its fucking load.
Climate change is a climate crisis. It represents an existential threat to us as a species. And the fact that
there you go, existential threat. You've been saying this for the past 20 years. The ice caps were supposed to melt in fucking 1991. Then 2001. Then fucking 2006. Then 2008. Then 2012.
With firefighters who were in the midst of fighting a fire while their own homes were burning. And on this issue, it is a critical issue that is about what we must do to confront what is immediate and before us right now.
So climate change is responsible for the fucking lightning strikes.
I believe on day one, and as president, will re-enter us in the Paris Agreement, because we have to take
fuck
these
Paris.
issues seriously. And frankly, we have a president of the United States.
Why should Paris dictate what the fuck we should do and we shouldn't do? We shouldn't be doing. The United States should not be dictating people. Other countries shouldn't be dictating what other people do. We should not be dictating other countries. Other countries should not be dictating what we do.
You want to talk about North Korea, real threat in terms of nuclear arsenal, but what does he do? He embraces
Unless you're talking about burning billions of fucking pounds of coal a day like China, or dropping nuclear warheads on proving grounds like Iran and North Korea. That'll completely alter the fucking climate in a drop of a fucking semen.
In your climate plan, if you're elected president in your first term, how is this going to help farmers impacted by climate change in the Midwest?
Well, the reality is we need.
I love it because they're like, oh, well, there's a massive drought. Yeah, massive drought. I see flooding.
From getting even worse. It's why we need aggressive and ambitious measures. It's why we need to do a carbon tax and dividend. But I would propose we do it
Grove,
in a way that is
I want to ask you a question.
To the American people in a progressive fashion, so that most Americans are made.
Would you be extremely irritated if the United States, under one of these communists, started forcing other countries to pay a massive carbon tax?
I had to activate the emergency operations center of our city twice.
Hang on.
less than 2 years. First time was a 1,000-year flood, and the next time was a 5.
Would you be upset if the United States, ran by one of these communists, started imposing a massive carbon tax upon every other country in the world, like your country?
Yeah.
That's what this asshole is pretty much leading on.
Instead of being told they're part of the problem. With the right kind of soil
management
and other kind of investments, rural America could be a huge part of
Well, then have fun going to war with these cunts. Well, no. Well, actually, knowing what your government would do, they would just bend the dick and just take it up the ass. They'd bend over and just take it up the ass. Paris would do the same thing. Germany would do the same thing. Pretty much all the EU would do they would just take it all up the ass. Well, then fucking Germany would say, no, let's make it higher.
Moving away from fossil fuels entirely. Can oil and gas companies be real partners in this fight?
Well, I share the sense of urgency. I'm a scientist, so...
No, you're not a scientist because you do not have doctor's title.
Of actually, suffering irreversible damage.
You know what? Since he doesn't have doctor's name, I'm a scientist as well. I'm a qualified...
He wants us to pay him.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, this is a different guy now, but they're all going about a massive carbon tax.
Well, he can get fucked because he ain't getting any of our money.
He ain't getting motherfucking money either. I will buy a fucking assault rifle and start fucking a war. I am not giving up more of my fucking paycheck. I already pay pretty much 40% of it in fucking tax. I'm still making a shitload, still, but I'm not paying more than fucking... I want to pay less. Oh, actually, hold on. I think I did my math wrong. Okay, no, I'm down. Actually, I went from paying 25%. I lied. I went from paying 25% down to about 18%. So my taxes did get cut massively, nearly in half.
Thank you, Vice President Biden. On the issue of how you do this, Democrats are arguing robustly among themselves about what's the best way to tackle climate change. But if we're honest, many Republicans, including the president, are still not sure if they believe it is even a serious problem.
It's not, because the Earth's going to do it anyway. We're actually 10,000 years past an ice age. Due for an ice age.
The answer is yes. Number one, in our administration, we built the largest wind farm in the world, the largest solar energy facility in the world.
How much trees did you cut down to place all that, though? Fucking shitload.
Renewable sources. I would immediately insist that we, in fact, build 500,000 recharging stations throughout the United States of America, working with governors, mayors, and others, so that we can go to a full electric vehicle future.
I'm not giving up my 1964 Buick Skylark for this asshole. I sure shit ain't giving up my 1964 Buick Skylark for this asshole. And I ain't giving up my fucking Dodge Challenger.
Not only of the green economy, but economy that can create millions of jobs. But I would immediately...
I am not getting an electric vehicle. A, they're faggy. B, they're slow as shit. And if you want a fast one, you're paying as much as a fucking Tesla.
85% of the world makes up the rest. And so we have to have someone who knows how to corral the rest of the world, bring them together, and get something done like we did in our administration.
Senator Sanders, I want to give you
Bullshit! China started pumping more pollutants than fucking never before.
The scientists tell us we have 12 years before there is irreparable damage to this planet.
Al Gore said that fucking 20 years ago.
The reality of climate change, but tell the rest of the world that instead of
What the fuck is
spending
this?
$1.5 trillion
Hold on, I got a massive cobweb here.
let us get together for the common enemy, and that is to transform the world's energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. The future of the planet rests on us doing this.
Before we go, hang on.
Before we leave this topic,
Here's the solution. Pass the torch. Pass the torch to the generation that's going to feel the effects of climate change. Pass the torch to the generation that's inventive enough. Thank you.
Before we leave this topic, here's something you all want to weigh in on. Hold on one moment. Hold one moment.
Just trust us on this.
Somebody has a younger body doesn't mean you don't have old ideas.
Grow a dick and tell him to shut the fuck up.
The people over in Britain would riot. They wouldn't pay it. They'd refuse point blank to pay his fucking...
Oh, exactly.
Tell them to suck their left testy.
I would do the same fucking thing. I would start a civil war over that shit.
Because John Kennedy was back in the day included the people, and included imagination, and included great dreams, and included
Shut the fuck up, the Wicked Witch of the West.
But I have had a career harnessing the inspiration and the motivation and
You're a fucking author! What the fuck did you do to contribute to society? Other than writing a fucking book? Nothing! Nothing! You didn't donate your money to fucking charities. That actually means something. You're only interested in winning the fucking election. You're only interested in getting fucking power.
I'm going to go down the line here, and I'm asking you, please, for 1 or 2 words only. All right? Please. Really? President Obama in his first year...
Well, then tell him to shut the fuck up and grow up, dick. Or I should say grow dick and then tell him to shut the fuck up.
One signature issue accomplished. It was, obviously, health care. He didn't get to do climate change. You may only get one shot, and your first issue that you're going to push, you get one shot that it may be the only thing you get passed. What is that first issue for your presidency? Eric Swalwell, you're first.
For Parkland, for Orlando, for every community affected by gun violence, ending gun violence. Senator,
you're never gonna end it though, you dickhead!
Climate change and the lack of economic mobility Bernie talks about.
Senator Gillibrand.
Passing a family bill of rights that includes a national paid leave plan, universal pre-K, affordable daycare, and making sure that women and families can thrive in the workplace no matter who they are.
Oh, I like that.
That was pretty good. Senator Harris.
So passing a middle class and working families tax cut, DACA, guns.
She wants to take away all guns. She wants to repeal the fucking Second Amendment. No, if she touches that Second Amendment, you will start a civil war, and you will die. I will be the one that puts a fucking bullet in your fucking head. The Second Amendment. I'll hold my tongue here for a second.
Mr. Vice President.
I think you're so underestimating what Barack Obama did. He's the first man to bring together the entire world, 196 nations, to commit to deal with climate change.
Yeah, Somalia, Yemen, Oman, all of Africa. Yeah, he definitely brought all those countries together.
That we defeat Donald Trump.
Okay. Period. Mayor Buttigieg, your first priority, your first issue as president that you were going to block and tackle.
We've got to fix our democracy before it's too late. Get that right. Climate, immigration, taxes, and every other issue gets better.
Mr. Yang.
I would pass a $1,000 freedom dividend for every American adult starting at age 18.
Fuck off.
Up on climate change because
Fuck
if you get them
off.
off of people's throats, they'll focus on climate change much more clearly.
Governor Hickenlooper?
I would do a collaborative approach to climate change, and I would pronounce it well before the election to make sure we don't re-elect the worst president in American history.
And Ms. Williamson with the last word.
He's probably the best president in America. It's just fucking Lincoln. Or I should say Reagan.
The place where it's the best place in the world for a child to grow up. And I will tell her girlfriend you are so on. Because the United States of America is going to be the best place in the world.
It is the best place in the world. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We're close with the short, at least it was shorter responses.
Not at all.
All right. C-.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with these candidates right after.
God, that cringy humor. The United States Constitution, when it was signed by the Founding Fathers, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and Associates, they put the Second Amendment in the event that if somebody was going to become a rogue leader, just like these people, that we could legally start a civil war and get them out of office via force, whether it be without killing people or massive casualties. Get rid of them by any means necessary. That is the reason why we have the right to bear arms. And really, it was also because there were British spies, British sympathizers in the 1800s that wanted to try to gain power. A good chunk of them were executed for treason. But if they would have had power, we could have risen up and got rid of them. That is the reason why the Second Amendment exists. So people do not tried to take over the United States and turn it into a giant fucking shithole like these Democrats. They want to get rid of... If you look at Venezuela, Venezuela had before their massive dictator, it was a democratic nation. You had a loose right to bear arms. You were allowed to own weapons. You were allowed to own certain rifles, shotguns, and small arms, like handguns. When what's-his-face Maduro decided to say, no, get rid of it. He got rid of everybody's guns. He erased them all. Got them out. He took everybody's rights away. They're gone. Look at it now. 15 years later. It is a fucking shithole. That is why we have the Second Amendment. And I believe England should have the same thing too. Just in case if somebody decides to assassinate the Queen and assume power and turn your country into a shithole. I believe every country should have that right. Maybe not owning machine guns like M60s, because we don't need fucking lifted ass Ford F-150s with fucking miniguns and MGs mounted on the back. But I do believe we should have automatic weapons legalized. I believe we should have, like, AK-47s, everything readily available to the public. I believe we should have open carry of certain firearms. Pistols, shotguns of certain length. Something you can, you know, put in your pants. Something that kind of looks like a pistol. Like sawed-off shotguns that are, I need a ruler here, 2 feet or less long. Submachine guns. We should have open carry. I would be safe. I would feel much safer. I genuinely would feel much safer knowing that there are people that have went through rigorous gun training to get their open carry licenses, who went through rigorous safety training to get their open carry license. I would be safer if everybody walked in my store tomorrow, all the customers, if they all had guns, open carry, and some of our employees had open carry as well. I would feel much safer. I genuinely would. Nobody would try to rob us. Again. No one would try anything fucking funny. And it would chase away all those fucking homeless trash people who fucking die in our parking lots. It would chase them all away. It would chase away all the homeless people. Get rid of them.
Welcome back to the Democratic candidates debate in Miami. We're going to continue the questioning now with Lester in the audience. We are? We are in a second are going to have a question from Lester in the audience, but that was just a fake out.
Oh yeah, tactical glitches.
We're going to go to the issue of
again.
And
Congressman Swalwell, among this field of candidates, you have a unique position on gun reform. You're proposing that the government should buy back every assault weapon in America.
But how do you define an assault weapon, though?
How do you envision that working, especially in states where gun rights are a strong flashpoint?
Keep your pistols, keep your rifles, keep your shotguns, but we can take the most dangerous weapons from the most dangerous people.
That's not going to work, though.
On the ropes, because of the moms, because of the Brady Group, because of Giffords, because of March for Our Lives. But I'm the only candidate on this stage calling for a ban and buyback of every single assault weapon in America.
It's not a buyback. You're confiscating legally obtained weapons.
15 million assault weapons in our communities.
What do you define an assault weapon as?
In Parkland. I'll approach this issue as a prosecutor. I'll approach it as the only person on this.
The guy at Parkland used a pistol more than anything.
But also as a parent of a generation who sends our children to school.
I'll tell you what, as soon as I have kids at the age of 5, I'm going to teach them how to use fucking rifles. I'm going to teach them how to use an assault rifle. I'm going to teach them how to use a fucking regular rifle. I'm going to get a shitload of guns and teach them about them, teach them the safety, and then lock them up. And at the age of 10, I'm going to teach them how to fire them.
Where the fire exits are. We don't have to live this way. We must be
My kid is going to be a fucking military militiaman at the age of 10. But he's going to be the safest.
Senator Sanders, a Vermont newspaper recently released portions of an interview you gave in 2013 in which you said, quote, "My own view on guns happens is, everything being equal, states should make those decisions.
No.
Has your thinking changed since then? Do you now think there's a federal role to play?
That's a mischaracterization of my thinking.
It's a
Look,
quote of
we
you.
have a gun crisis.
It's not a gun crisis, it's a culture crisis, you fuck off.
Are getting killed. In 1988, Rachel, when it wasn't popular, I ran on a platform of banning assault weapons, and in fact lost that race for Congress. I have a D- voting record from the NRA. And I believe that what we need is comprehensive gun legislation that, among other things, provides universal background. We end the gun.
We already have background checks. You know nothing about fucking guns.
And I believed in 1988, and I believe today.
Why would you
that
leave
assault weapons are weapons from the military, and that they should not be on the streets of America.
They're not on the streets anyway. You don't see M60s, you don't see M4 carbines, you don't see L86s, you don't see any of that shit on the fucking streets.
For many years. Will you buy them back? If people want to buy, if the government wants to do that, and people want to bring them back,
Will you buy them back?
Yes.
Senator Harris, we're going to give you 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think your idea is a great one, Congressman Swalwell, and I will say that there are a lot
It's
of great
fucking stupid. It's a terrible idea.
Congress has not had the courage to act, which is
As soon as you take away certain types of weapons, what's to stop you from confiscating the rights of them and repealing the Second Amendment?
bring all these good ideas together and put a bill on my desk for signature, and if they do not, I will take
These
executive
assholes
action
are wanting a civil war.
The most comprehensive background check policy we've had.
We already have it, though.
To take the licenses of gun dealers who violate the law, and I will ban by
We already do that.
the importation of assault weapons. Because I'm going to tell you, as a prosecutor, I have seen more autopsy photographs than I care to tell you. I have hugged more mothers who are the mothers of homicide victims, and I have attended more police officer funerals. It is enough. It is enough. There have been plenty of good ideas from members of the United States Congress. There's been no action. As president, I will take action.
Mayor Buttigieg, I want to bring you in on this, sir. A lot of discussion about assault rifles that are often shorthanded as military.
Bro, you have a knowledge of weapons. How would you describe an assault rifle or an assault weapon? What would you class as an assault weapon?
An assault rifle, I would have classed as a full automatic fledged machine gun.
Fair enough. They're already illegal here in the United States.
Because we trained on some of these kinds of weapons. Look, every part of my life.
You see the logic there.
Being the mayor of a city.
Yeah.
The worst part of the job.
We want to be an assault weapon. Well, how would you describe an assault weapon? A fully automatic rifle? Like an MG42, AK-47s that are fully automatic? Yeah.
Tearing communities apart.
They're already banned, you dipshit.
Guns made us safer. We'd be the safest country on earth.
No, you can't define it after that.
Common sense measures like universal background checks can't seem to get delivered by Washington, even when most Republicans, let alone most Americans, agree.
Yeah, you can get a semi-automatic assault rifles, but they're not assault rifles.
I can
they're
tell
rifles.
you that there are weapons that
Yeah.
have absolutely no place in American
Turning
cities or
an
neighborhoods in
assault
peacetime.
rifle is a weapon that's fully automatic. Yeah. That's why it's called assault rifle.
I'm the only person
That's why it's called that. If it's a weapon that fires semi-automatic or a weapon that fires one round per chamber, then it's called a rifle. What part of this is leftists not understand?
You see, I go by the way most games describe weapons, like Call of Duty. An assault rifle would be like an AK-47, whether it be semi-automatic or fully automatic. It's technically still an assault rifle. Then you have your rifle classes, like the M1 Garand. You have, like, your, Lee Enfields. Shit like that. That's your regular rifles. Whether it be hunting rifles, or... Then you also have your, designated marksman rifle. But you can also class semi-automatic assault rifles as designated marksman rifles at that, like the Dragunov, which is an AK-47 that's been turned into a semi-automatic sniper rifle. So technically, you could call a semi-automatic AK-47, AR-15, a designated marksman rifle. None of these people know anything about weapons. They've never played a video game. They've never actually watched the other side describe weapons. They just don't care. They want power. They're all power hungry. They want to take away our guns. They want to instill infinite term limits so they can keep power. And they want to just... They're psychotic. These people are genuinely insane. It is. This is scary.
G20 last night and attacked Japan, Germany, and a third ally of ours without saying anything about North Korea or Russia. And when you've got a situation where you have a president who says something happened in the Straits of Hormuz, and the whole world doesn't know whether to believe it or not, that is a huge problem.
He's talking about those oil tankers that have been shot up. We did do something about it, you fuck up. We did a massive cyber attack and completely destroyed most of their networks.
You're likely going to have to reset a relationship between
God.
America and another country or entity if you become president perhaps because of some relationship that you just mentioned about President Trump. What is the first relationship you like to reset as president? I'll start with Ms. Williams.
Let it go.
One of my first phone calls would be to call the European leaders and say, we're back. Because I totally understand how important it is that the United States be part of the Western Alliance.
I'm trying to get one or two words here. I hear you. Governor Hickenlooper.
You know, I talk about constant engagement, and I think the first country I would go to, and I understand they've been cheating and stealing intellectual property, would be China, because if we're going to deal with public health pandemics...
He said one or two words, so shut up!
We've got to have relationships with everyone.
Mr. Yang, we're trying to squeeze in a couple more things before we go to another break. Mr. Yang.
China, we need to cooperate with them on climate change, AI, and other issues. North Korea.
Thanks for the quickness. Mayor Buttigieg.
We have no idea which of our most important allies he will have pissed off worse between now and then. What we know is that our relationship with the entire world...
One or two words! You retard!
Okay, Mr. Vice President, I'm trying to be quick.
We know NATO will fall apart if he's elected 4 more years as the single most...
NATO's been done. We got the USMCA fucking agreement.
It's not one country. I think it is rebuilding trust in the United Nations and understand that we can solve conflicts without war, but with diplomacy.
Senator Harris.
All the members of the NATO alliance.
Senator Gillibrand.
President Trump is hell-bent on starting a war with Iran. My first act will be to engage Iran to stabilize the Middle East and make sure
the Middle East has been
never-ending war.
The Middle East has actually been stable underneath Trump because he's completely erased ISIS from existence nearly. So if anything, Iraq is pretty much recovered, or starting to fully recover. I would say they're probably at the 40% mark. Afghanistan is pretty much recovering. I mean, Obama pretty much created ISIS. He pulled out completely in the Middle East and it fell apart quickly.
Policy decisions of the last century. You voted for the Iraq War. You have since said you regret that vote. But why should voters trust your judgment when it comes to making a decision about taking the country to war the next time?
Because once Bush abused that power, what happened was we got elected after that. I made sure the president turned to me and said, Joe, get our combat troops out of Iraq. I was responsible for getting 150,000 combat troops out of Iraq, and my son was one of them. I also think we should not have combat troops in Afghanistan. It's long overdue. It should end.
Yeah, so we can have ISIS 2.0 fucking show up. Yeah, that's a great idea, Joe Biden. That's a fucking great idea.
More of alliances to deal with what is the real stateless threat out there. We cannot go it alone in terms of dealing with terrorism. So I'd eliminate the act that allowed us to go into war and not the AUMF, and make sure that it could only be used for what its intent was, and that is to go after terrorists, but never do it alone. That's why we have to repair our alliances. We put together 65 countries to make sure we dealt with ISIS in Iraq and other places.
You created ISIS.
That's what I have done, and I know how to do it.
Senator Sanders, 30 seconds.
One of the differences that Joe and I have in our record is Joe voted for that war. I helped lead the opposition to that war, which is a total disaster. Second of all,
I don't believe it was a mistake, but I don't believe it was a good idea either.
War Powers Act to get the United States out of the Saudi-led intervention in Yemen, which is the most horrific humanitarian disaster on earth. And thirdly,
It's a third world country, so you're never gonna fix it. Pull out of there.
to prevent a war with Iran, which would be far worse than disastrous war with Iraq.
Not necessarily, it'd be probably about the same. We got rid of Hussein, so.
I have to sneak in one more break. We will be right back with more debate.
Let me see. I don't know if Iraq's got a president or not. Now I'm curious.
Hey guys, I'm taking Nicki Minaj to Red Lobster tonight to celebrate our live show. We have Phoebe Robinson and music from Julia Michaels. Check it out.
Jimmy Fallon is live for the debates. It's The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon live.
Ram Salih is the president of Iraq. How about Afghanistan?
Control and change the way you sleep forever. Buy your perfect mattress set at Rooms to Go. King or queen.
Ashraf Ghani is the president of Afghanistan.
Choose from the best brands at a great price and with a touch of a button, ease into your comfort position to power up or wind down, read or rest, together or apart. Why settle? Why what helps you sleep better? Make the switch to an adjustable base for free. Now through July 4th, only at Rooms to Go.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together.
They got a 5-year term length. Holy shit. Renewable once. So they have 2 term limits over there as well. I want Iraq.
The holiday weekend is here, and we're helping you celebrate at the Nissan July 4th sales.
I'm getting pissed off with this game now.
Lineup with advanced tech, like Rogue, Best Buy Award winner, Armada, Best full-size SUV crossover, and
this game is so broken.
IHS top safety pick.
What game you playing?
Like the July 4th holiday, this sales event ends soon. Get up to $1,500
Division mission I have to do is broken. Says I have to do all this on my own. I have to kill all these people, and it won't even let me in the room.
Vulcan 4th of July sale. Register to win one of 2 great prizes and save up to 50%
Fucking
off
bullshit.
store-wide. Like
We have to
this
reposition
Titanium
the
sofa for
satellites
just
in 1 minute and 20
$7.98.
seconds.
Plus, get an extra 10% off and upgrade your mattress set for just $1. It's easy with 0 down and 0% interest for 24 months, and your style, our credit. Don't miss the Vulcan 4th of July sale at
Let
Best
me
Buy
in.
Home Furniture and More.
Tomorrow on Today, after the first Democratic debate, Today has the breakdown of all the major moments and the big takeaways from the Democratic candidates. Tomorrow on Today.
They don't have term limits over in Iraq.
Oh, I give up with this game. It's so bugged out.
Each candidate will have a final chance to make their case to the voters. 45 seconds each. We begin with Congressman Swalwell.
We can't be a forward-looking party if we look to the past for our leadership. I'm a congressman, but also a father of a 2-year-old and an infant. When I'm not changing diapers, I'm changing Washington. Most of the time, the diapers smell better. I went to Congress at 31, and I found a Washington that doesn't work for people like you and me. It's made of
It works for me. Alright, I'm cutting this off. This guy already pissed me off, so I'm ending the stream early, so fuck this guy. Alright, well, that is the end of the video, people. Or stream. Remember, you know what they always say. Let's let the people from that group into the United States willy-nilly so they can wreak havoc upon you and I. Yeah, well, fuck those guys. Well, that's the end of the stream. I hope all of you have enjoyed. What a nuisance this turned out to be.
Yep. Absolute nuisance.
It's fucking scary what they want to do to this country. Very scary. Very insane, too. Well, if you want to, that's probably the last of the debates that I stream. If you want to subscribe to me. Subscribe to Grove Street Boss, this channel. Literally the same as him. Grove Street Boss. Look it up. Give him a plug. Follow me. Follow me on Twitter. You get follower exclusive videos. If I get more people to follow my Twitter and actually watch my shit, I'll do some more follower exclusive videos. But other than that, have a nice night, people.
Peace.